This is the Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Southtown Hyundai. Check out the Southtown Hyundai Advantage at southtownhyundai.ca.
Don't really want to bring this up because I feel like it's going to cause a bit of a stir in here.
Okay.
And like I'm just back from my first day after an extra long weekend, but I have to bring it up. I think that your perfume is expired.
I don't think that can happen. Can it happen?
I believe it did happen.
Oh, is that why the doors are propped open in here?
Yes. Listen, I like the smell, but there's something about it that is giving me an allergic reaction.
Maybe that's your own breath.
No, because I always have this breath. It's mine. And I brushed my teeth this morning. So
Did you brush your tongue?
I brushed my tongue this morning as well, yes.
Okay.
So it's definitely...
You know that this is Hillary Duff body lotion, right?
So, right. Based on the name, I believe you would have bought it in roughly 2003.
No, 2008.
Okay, we have a problem here. That's 13 years ago.
So, doesn't it age like a fine wine?
Tell my puffy eyes that.
Police in Colorado have partnered up with an auto parts store called Advance Auto Parts, where they actually gifted Denver Police Department with 100 gift cards. And they are able to hand those out to drivers who they would normally be pulling over to give a warning or a ticket when, like, let's say they have a bad headlight or maybe one of their taillights is out.
Right.
Instead of charging them, they give them a gift card to go to this auto body shop and get it fixed.
Awesome.
I know.
Tell me something good.
My story is about a mental health care company here in Canada that has just gotten the green light, the federal approval, to conduct a study evaluating MDMA-assisted therapy for PTSD.
Okay.
So it's quite difficult to get illegal substances, even in the hands of scientists, to then do research on to see if they can be effective for treating different things that you never would have thought they would. You even go back like 10 years.
Yeah, they're probably like, how do we get our hands on some marijuana?
Honestly, like that you weren't allowed to use it to do these tests, and now we're seeing all the things that it can actually help with. So nice that we got the green light for these scientists to see if MDMA can help with PTSD. It's a lot of letters, but hopefully it works.
Tell me something good.
What is kind of contagious?
The reason you wanted to bring this up is because every time someone yawns, you yawn.
No, I actually saw a different one today. Yawning is just, I think, the best example of something that's like not legitimately contagious, but sure seems that way.
Well, I'm pretty sure, doesn't that like come back from like when Earth was first a thing and there was like the alpha male, and when it was time for all of like the animals to go to sleep, they would do the big giant yawn, and it was like a non-verbal conversation, like way to communicate. But it was time to sleep.
I like that you're saying this like I should know the answer to that.
Like
I have no idea.
I could be wrong. I don't know either.
No, I saw something today after the track athletes are leaving the track. There's a huge bucket filled with ice, and there's bottles of water floating in it. And they pull out the water and like crack these ice cold bottles of water and just end them. And of course, like they're thirsty. They just ran track. But I didn't realize how contagious drinking ice cold water was. Like I finished my huge jug already because I've been watching people just dummy bottles of water on TV, and it's contagious.
I do agree that drinking water is contagious. When one person orders a glass of water when you're out for dinner, everybody's like, I'll have one too. I would like one as well.
I would have to say buying guacamole.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Buying guacamole. You got to put that on the list.
Adding guac to your nachos.
Because, like, if one person at the table again does, I mean, you can't be the guy that doesn't have guacamole.
If you're lined up at Subway and the person in front of you is like, add guac, you're like, oh.
I didn't
Maybe
even
I'll
know
add
that was
guac.
An option.
Nikki wrote in saying, my husband works with someone who's from Georgia, SSR, not Atlanta, so the country. He has a really thick accent. So whenever my husband is on the phone with him, he also develops the same kind of accent, and I die listening every time.
What is kind of contagious?
Smiles.
Solid answer.
Can you imagine not smiling? If like a room full of people are smiling and you're just sitting in the corner like that brother on Wedding Crashers?
It's really hard having to wear a mask all day because I love to smile at people. And I'm like, no, seriously, I'm smiling at you.
After a year of having to cover up our smiles and we have to force it with our eyes, like all of us are going to have deep crow's feet, but it'll be worth it.
I mean, I can look like I'm smiling, but I'm actually sticking my tongue out at you. So.
Thank you for the call. We appreciate it.
Dad swears. You know, when you say, oh, gosh darn heck, or things like that, you know, people will catch on to it and they'll start doing it too. Like, you know, the dispatchers, the receptionists, some of the other guys around the shop that were like, oh, for heck's sake, or, you know, gosh darn it. You know, they do it. And I'm not even kidding because I got young kids. I got, you know, try and use the dad swears, as my kids call it.
Appreciate the call, man.
Lee wrote in saying that feeling when you're around bugs and then all of a sudden you're like, are there bugs on me?
Huh.
You don't have bugs on you?
But it feels like you do? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a solid answer.
It is.
We were talking about yawns before, as that's probably the best example of something that's kind of contagious. And you have a theory. Break it down for us.
I don't know if it's true or not, but I was always told that a yawn is a physical expression of the level of empathy you have towards someone. For instance, if you like someone you love or your family, you'll always yawn when they yawn. But if it's someone you dislike, you won't yawn.
Really?
Also, and since that persons that have no empathy, like sociopaths or something like that, they never yawn when someone else yawns.
Really?
I am going to be so hyper aware of this from now on. I love it.
It's hard to do it without thinking about it, but next time someone you don't like yawns, just see if you yawn.
Ryder, don't do a fake yawn. It has to be authentic.
I tried to yawn to see if Lisa would do it. She hasn't done it yet. Sociopath.
Play 107.
There is a tweet that's going viral, and I couldn't agree with it more. It says, I'd rather plan a $20,000 honeymoon than a $20,000 wedding. Can you imagine the vacation you could go on for $20K, a month plus of amazing memories with your spouse, rather than one day where you miss everything because it's so busy? And I'm here for it. I think this should be the new norm. Go get married, in a park.
Why spend 20 grand on other people's one-time dinner when you can spend it on an extravagant month-long trip in Italy? And you could eat all the pasta and pizza.
And think of the places you
selfish.
could stay if that's your budget. But you should be selfish when celebrating a wedding. When I read this, I was like, yeah. And then all the comments underneath, they're like, this is what we did and we'll never regret that decision. A $20,000 budget for a honeymoon. You could do some Drake things.
Well, and I think it's kind of cool that people are branching out and not doing just the same old wedding routines. Not that there's anything wrong with them. I love weddings. I think they're fantastic. But some people are thinking outside the box. And yeah, they're doing this small little gathering with their immediate family. Sometimes they'll throw a party in a big garage out in the country with all of their friends.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be, it's eat before you come. We'll have some snacks and
or
stuff.
Pizza. Yeah, could you not do a $3,000 wedding and just really reasonable decisions?
I remember seeing a video once that was if there's anything that you should be spending your money on when it comes to your actual wedding or the process of that is the photographer. You want beautiful photos to remember that day.
But then if
not
there's going to be
many,
if there's going to be really nice photos, then you do need a really nice dress and suit.
No, you don't.
Well, you don't have to spend a lot of money, but you need it to be nice because the camera will pick up that it's budget. If the suit doesn't fit you properly, the camera's going to pick that up.
Well, maybe you could hire a photographer that can sub out your dress for someone something they saw in a magazine.
True.
Photoshop. Just Photoshop a completely different outfit.
Larissa said, my husband and I got married for $300. Just our parents there.
Oh, wow.
Waiting to go on our epic honeymoon. I like it. That is a great decision, in my opinion.
Play 107.
This is pretty wild. So the gold medal for the women's skateboarding went to a 12-year-old from Japan, 13-year-old was from Great Britain, and picked up the bronze. How insane is that? At 12 and 13, I was, I don't know, picking my nose and eating it still. You win a gold medal at 12? Can you even comprehend what that means? You look at Andre DeGrasse, the Canadian sprinter.
He just won a gold medal.
Yeah, the 6 times he's been to a final at the Olympics, he's medaled every time, which is insane. But he worked his way up to a gold. My guess is I think he's in his mid-20s. That seems reasonable to me to like comprehend the growth of getting to the gold. When you're 12 and you win a gold, are you going to be okay? Like,
well, you've already peaked.
I know. You were saying, like, with your acting growing up, that you kind of peaked at a young age, and it's tough for you, right?
Well, yeah, because you were like, what were you even doing at 12? Like, probably nothing that great. I was like, actually, I was like very dedicated to musical theater. Like, we had rehearsals 4 nights a week. Mm-hmm. Thankfully, my parents were taking time out of their evenings to drive me there and then wait for 2 to 4 hours and then drive me home.
Like you were in Snow Day.
Yeah, I was an extra.
Yeah, but
that's
still,
nothing.
that's peaking. So how are you
You're telling
feeling?
me I peaked as an extra in Snow Day? Excuse me while I book a therapy session. I do need to do that soon. But no, it's tough because I wish I went through with my musical theater because I loved it. I was so passionate about it. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden I became too cool when high school rolled around.
Yeah.
And I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that for me.
Well, I hope this 12-year-old from Japan, the 13-year-old from Great Britain.
Don't give up. You could be part of a video game one day. You are the next Tony Hawk.
Yeah, honestly. And, like, if you win a gold medal at 12, you could definitely go on to break the world record for, like, the most Olympic appearances if you stay with it.
There you go.
You could be in, like, the 2065 games. But big ups to them, man. When I read that this morning, I was like, I was way too lazy at 12 and 13 if there's people that can win gold medals.
I wonder how many people are listening right now and they're like, I'm definitely going to get my 6-year-old a skateboard today.
7.
What's super unique about your house? You have a friend and her sibling, sister, I believe, lives in a church. Like, they've made it their home.
Yeah, so they have all of the cool, unique windows. They still have like the pews inside.
What?
The decor's around them. Yeah, it's really interesting. Like that's where they sit down for dinner.
Is on pews. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to top that this morning.
I don't know, man. Charlie wrote in, when our family moved into our house a few years ago, we were not informed that drug dealers used to live there before we moved in. One of our children was in an alteration with a neighbor's child, and they called the police to complain. Cue the SWAT team blocking our whole block off, ordering everyone in the house to come out with their hands over their head on a loudspeaker. It was the scariest thing in the world to have a very big gun pointing at you as you come out of your house. Our house has since been taken off the list of known drug houses. So they assumed that they were still the drug dealers, when really it was this like young family.
Yeah.
I mean, the neighbors have to calm down. You called the cops.
So you said that the neighbors and their kid...
The kid got into like a fight.
Oh, I thought you said an alteration. I thought you meant like they were sewing. It's like, why is that so...
Oh, did I say alteration?
I was really confused. I thought like, okay, they started this underground sewing company. Or...
Daryl texted in saying, I have a coffin in my living room.
No.
He sent a picture, and yeah, he uses it as a shelf unit in the corner of the living room. Okay.
It's a little grim. I would say the thing that people are most interested in with my place is that my ceiling looks like the floor.
It's wood.
Well, I have like a hardwood ceiling.
No, it's really cool.
Yeah.
It's like vaulted ceilings.
But my favorite thing is the old laundry chute. I'm just mystified by those things.
My house growing up, my parents still live in it. There's a laundry chute. And like all the time, my dad had to be like, please don't jump down the laundry chute. Please don't jump down it.
It's so fun to throw stuff down.
Ooh, this is a great text. Again, we're talking about things that are unique or cool about where you live, the house that you're in, even if it's just the neighborhood, the history, whatever. Magda says, our house backs onto a creek, and in the winter, 2 neighbors always turn it into an ice rink, and one of those neighbors is the actual Zamboni driver for the Oilers. So he always puts down the official decal on the ice. Is that allowed?
Yeah, I would imagine so.
But it looks legit. She sent a picture in. It's huge.
That's awesome.
That is so fun.
I'm pretty sure I've seen pictures of that floating around before and was like, how do they make that happen so well? Now we have the answer. Awesome, Ben.
Jeff texted in, first-time texter. Thank you so much for listening. He says, we bought a brand new home 3 years ago. We have a 2-year-old, and we're finishing the basement because we have another little one coming in 2 months. Congratulations,
awesome.
By the way. So Jeff says, I'm installing a slide as part of the stairwell. Also mounted swings and a rope with a huge sectional to land on and a huge TV as well.
I hope that the slide, he said part of part of the stairs will be a slide. I hope it's the bottom part. Because that sounds really dangerous if like the top half is a slide and then it just transitions to stairs.
Yeah. I would love to see a picture of this, Jeff. Once you're finished, make sure you send us some photos.
Cool dad move. I'm surprised more people don't do this.
I know. Why are we all just doing the same thing? Why does everything have to be cookie cutter? I love that Jeff is like a kid at heart. He knows that these kids are going to be so thankful.
Yeah.
There might be a couple more injuries than you're used to, but I mean, we all as kids would get into the laundry basket and slide down actual stairs. So
don't try that at home. Kids, don't try that at home. And if you do, Lisa told you to, and I told you not to. Well, that was dangerous advice you're giving. If my kid goes sliding down in a laundry basket, I'm going to be mad at you for saying that.
You literally used to drive around like in the back of your dad's truck on top of his garbage so it wouldn't fly away.
And I'm recommending that doesn't happen either, because I did almost fly away.
And you didn't turn out okay.
No, I'm terrible.
It's not my house, but when I was shopping for a house a few months back, one of the houses had a World War II or World War I bunker in the basement. 1 out of 2 in the city, the realtor told me, and it was really creepy. I thought there was going to be a body down there.
Yeah.
You could turn it into a wine cellar or something, probably, hey?
No, I should send you the pictures because it was really scary.
Oh, you wouldn't want it.
Realtor was like, you go down first. And I was like, kids, you go first.
Yeah, I'll go last. I'll hide behind my 12-year-old. Thank you very much.
Scared.
I was so scared because, and then when you got down there was creepy handprints on the wall, and it was tall, and there was a back exit to the yard.
Yeah, that does sound pretty creepy.
Okay, but we can't make assumptions. I have a feeling that the handprints on the wall were just the previous owners who were just trying to get some privacy while they ate some garlic fingers. I'd go to a bunker too.
Yeah. Recommend Something is a segment we do around here once in a while where we recommend something. That's why we call it that.
Yeah.
What are you recommending today?
Okay, when it's somebody's birthday and you see that everyone's writing on their wall on Facebook, you don't have to put in the effort of like writing your own post. You just like someone else's, and that's pretty much the same thing as happy birthday.
Well, it is to me.
It's the lazier version of it. You're welcome.
I've said this for years now that listen, I don't want to have to go through and get back to everybody that just says happy birthday. So if you're going to take the time to write on my wall, on my Facebook wall, share a memory, share a picture.
No, that's too much work. Like I said, no. My recommendation today is lazy. You just have to like someone else.
Yeah.
Someone else's wall post that just says happy birthday. No, we're not writing memories.
My birthday is a month away, and I'm already getting rattled at the idea of having a thanks and liking all the posts.
You don't have to do that.
Not this year. I'm shutting down my Facebook for my birthday. So you don't think I should be allowed to talk about how I've been gambling on the summer games at all?
Yeah, I just think that you could be a bad influence because you love it so much. Like, I don't think I've ever heard somebody celebrate so hard.
No,
when Andre DeGrasse won, because and it's the way you were celebrating, I was like, he for sure put money on this. He for sure put money on this 200-meter dash. Like, are you kidding me?
I would have celebrated the same way had I not had money on it. That is a big moment for Canada.
You're right. It's the first time that we've won that since 1928.
Exactly.
So you're right. It's a big deal.
So, but yes, I also did have.
I knew it.
I'm having so much fun with it, though. I'm not betting big money. I had $15 on him winning the 200-meter dash. And
so what do you win?
I won $61.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I also won. I put $15 on Team Canada to upset the Americans. That won me like $79.
So where's this money? Like, can I have some of it? Are you buying lunch or?
Well, no, I'll probably end up losing it all. Like, I know
this
that.
This is why it's so frustrating. It's like, cash out, man. Cash out.
No, I don't want. I'm having fun.
This is what I do. Every time I go to the casino and I see people are up, I just walk behind them at the slot machines, at the penny slots. You should cash out. I would cash out if I were you. You should cash out. You're up.
I've watched you do this before where you win like $6. Cash out. But then you...
That's $6.
No, I know. But then you take it and 4 minutes later, you're pumping it into a machine again. So don't come at me. I'm having fun, okay?
Ryder and Lisa.
Brought to you by Southtown Hyundai.
Play 107.